Ever wondered why jealousy, a seemingly small emotion, can turn even the strongest relationships upside down? It's a question that has puzzled many of us. Jealousy, in its simplest form, is a complex blend of emotions ranging from fear and insecurity to resentment and anger. It's common, natural even, in relationships, but when it spirals out of control, it can become a destructive force, eroding trust and fostering resentment. It's like a small flame that, if left unchecked, can turn into a raging inferno, consuming everything in its path. The sad reality is that jealousy is often a leading cause of relationship breakdowns, causing untold pain and heartache. It's a tricky emotion, one that can sneak up on you without warning, turning your world upside down. But worry not, because today we're going to walk through some steps on how to manage excessive jealousy. First things first, understanding the root cause of jealousy is crucial in overcoming it. So what exactly makes that green-eyed monster rear its ugly head? Well, often it's a cocktail of insecurity, fear, and past experiences. Let's unpack these a bit, shall we? Insecurity is a common trigger for jealousy. When we feel insecure, we may start to compare ourselves to others. We may wonder, am I good enough? Am I attractive enough? Smart enough? These doubts can lead to feelings of jealousy when we perceive others as possessing qualities we feel we lack. Then there's fear of loss, to be precise. When we are afraid of losing someone we deeply care about, jealousy can creep in. It's a defense mechanism, a way for us to protect what we perceive as ours. But remember, people are not possessions. They're individuals with their own thoughts, feelings, and autonomy. It's healthy to value and cherish relationships, but fear-based jealousy can be destructive. Past experiences can also play a significant role in breeding jealousy. If we've been hurt before, we might be more susceptible to feeling jealous. It's as if our minds are trying to protect us from experiencing the same pain again. It's important to remember, though, that every relationship and every person is different. Just because something happened in the past, it doesn't mean it will happen again. Recognizing these triggers is vital in managing jealousy. When we understand where our feelings are coming from, we can start to address them. It's like navigating a maze. Once we know the starting point, we can begin to find our way out. So take a moment to reflect. What's at the root of your jealousy? Is it insecurity, fear, past experiences, or perhaps a combination of these? Whatever it is, acknowledging it is the first step towards healing. Recognizing the root cause is the first step towards overcoming jealousy. Now let's move on to the next step. Now that we've identified the root cause, it's time to communicate your feelings. Communication, the exchange of thoughts, ideas, and emotions, is the very lifeblood of any relationship. It holds the power to build bridges between hearts, to mend fences, to clear the air, and to bring about understanding. When it comes to tackling the green-eyed monster of jealousy, communication plays a pivotal role. Imagine your relationship as a beautiful garden. Jealousy, if left unchecked, can be the weed that chokes the life out of the blossoming flowers. But just as a gardener tills the soil, removes the weeds, and nurtures the plants, so can you cultivate your relationship through open, honest, and respectful communication. But how do you effectively communicate feelings of jealousy without causing conflict, you may ask? It's all about the approach. Start by acknowledging your feelings to yourself first. Recognize that it's perfectly normal to feel jealous at times, and it doesn't make you any less loving or lovable. Next, choose the right time and place to have this conversation. Timing is everything. You want to ensure that both of you are in a calm and receptive state. Avoid bringing up your feelings in the heat of an argument or when the other person is preoccupied. Then, express your feelings without blaming or criticizing. Use I statements instead of you statements. For instance, say, I feel insecure when you spend a lot of time with your coworker, instead of, you make me feel jealous when you're always with your coworker. This way, you're taking ownership of your feelings and not blaming your partner for them. Finally, listen. Once you've expressed your feelings, give your partner the chance to respond. Understand their perspective. Try to find common ground and work together to find a solution that makes both of you comfortable. Remember, effective communication can be a powerful tool to manage jealousy in a relationship. The key is to communicate with love, respect, and a genuine desire to understand and be understood. You're in this together after all, so let's open the lines of communication and banish that green-eyed monster once and for all. Now let's talk about the most important aspect of overcoming jealousy: trust. Trust, my friends, is like the foundation of a house. Without it, everything crumbles. It's the cornerstone of any healthy relationship. But how do we build this trust, especially when jealousy has already cast its dark shadow? First off, it's crucial to understand that trust is not something that happens overnight. It's a process, a journey that you and your partner embark on together, and like any journey, it requires patience, commitment, and a whole lot of understanding. One of the most effective ways to build trust is through consistency. Consistency in your actions, your words, and your promises. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you promise to be somewhere, be there. It's the small things that count. They add up, showing your partner that you're reliable, that you're someone they can count on. Next, honesty. This one might seem like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised how many people struggle with it. Honesty isn't just about not telling lies, it's about being open, being authentic. It's about sharing your thoughts, your feelings, your fears. It's about letting your partner see the real you, warts and all. This kind of transparency can be scary, but it's also incredibly powerful. It shows your partner that you trust them enough to be vulnerable, to let them in. And in turn, it encourages them to do the same. Understanding is the third key to building trust. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has bad days. It's how we respond to these moments that truly defines us. When your partner messes up, don't jump to conclusions. Don't let jealousy cloud your judgment. Instead, try to understand, be empathetic, be compassionate. Remember that they're human just like you. Lastly, remember to trust yourself. This might sound a little odd, but it's actually incredibly important. If you don't trust yourself, how can you expect anyone else to? Trust your instincts, trust your judgment, and trust your ability to handle whatever life throws your way. It's only when you have faith in yourself that you can truly start to trust others. Building trust can be challenging, especially in the face of jealousy. But remember, it's a journey, not a destination. It's something that requires constant work, constant effort, but the payoff is worth it. A relationship built on trust is stronger, healthier, and far more fulfilling. Building trust can take time, but it is an essential step in overcoming jealousy. So, let's recap what we've learned today. We've taken a deep dive into the world of jealousy, not just as an emotion, but as a complex reaction that can have significant impacts on our relationships. We've explored the root of jealousy, understanding that it often stems from our insecurities, fears, and past experiences. It's not necessarily about the other person or their actions, but rather it's about us and how we perceive and react to certain situations. We've talked about the importance of communication, of expressing our feelings openly and honestly without blame or judgment. It's about being vulnerable, letting our guard down, and allowing our partners to see us as we truly are. Remember, it's not about figuring out who's right and who's wrong, but understanding each other's perspectives and finding a middle ground. We've also delved into the concept of trust, which is, without a doubt, the cornerstone of any healthy relationship. Trust isn't about never having doubts or fears. It's about choosing to believe in your partner in spite of them. It's about giving them the benefit of the doubt and having faith that they'll do the same for you. Building trust takes time and effort, and it requires a commitment from both parties. So, where do we go from here? Well, the journey towards overcoming jealousy is a personal one, and it requires introspection, patience, and a whole lot of self-love. It involves recognizing our triggers, acknowledging our feelings, and making a conscious effort to communicate and build trust. Remember, overcoming jealousy is not an overnight process, but with patience and consistent effort, you can build a relationship based on trust and understanding. After all, trust is the foundation of any strong relationship.